what is PBL? Okay, so as defined by PBL Online, it's a systematic teaching method, okay, which engages students in learning essential knowledge and life-enhancing skills through an extended student influence inquiry process structured around complex, authentic questions and carefully designed products and tasks. Very ambitious, and of course, people like myself who are involved in these projects, okay, we are attempting to get to this definition, but of course it's a work in progress. How did I get interested in this area? Because I was very frustrated. I was looking for something, that could actually make the learning in my classrooms a little bit more interesting. And then I went to a conference and I heard somebody talk about project-based learning, a very ambitious project actually in Europe. And this project was very interesting. It was actually linking learners from different countries, and say you had a student that was at high school level, you had a student in Spain and another one in Hungary, for instance, and you had a third one in Italy, and they were not allowed to use their languages. So all they could use was this other language that they were all learning. So they all had to speak German to each other, and they would build up projects based on that, and it was really fascinating, and it became absolutely huge. Okay, so what are the objectives of project-based learning? We can say it sort of started with what was called at the time active learning, and we can still talk about active learning. So active learning, so you have people like Célestin Freinet, okay, or Douai, and the idea was that obviously the learner, okay, would be actively involved in the act of learning, okay, so cognitively involved in the act of learning. They need to be able to negotiate meaning, negotiate outcomes. They need to reflect on their learning, and also their ability to achieve their goals. They need, of course, to have research skills, highly valued by employers. They need to analyze, and of course, in the Faculty of Arts, we pride ourselves as, really focusing on analytical skills and communicating. And finally, in more recent times, okay, we've seen a new sort of area of research called activity theory, okay, which is less well known. Have you heard of activity theory? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so which personally I think is extremely promising and quite fascinating. Okay, so it is building on Vygotsky, building on Leontief's theories. Okay, but activity theory is slightly different in the sense that it looks at the act of learning as a system, okay? And it will say that there are different elements in this system, and the system is almost like a living being. And the different aspects of aspects of the systems would be the community, the individual, the tools. And there is interaction between all these elements, okay? So it's really a growing area of research. And so it is a developing area. It's quite complex, but it seems very promising for people who are working in the area of language learning and technology, or any form of learning. He's not focusing on language at all. In fact, he's studied people in professional environments, for instance. So it's a theory of learning, okay? It's not specifically for languages. And so it's really quite an interesting area of research. Okay, so those would be the underpinnings. So as you said, it's been a long time coming. And we can say that really it's only since possibly the 90s that we've seen a resurgence of project-based learning.